What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a small accounts challenge I'm looking to start up. I'm looking to turn $3,000 into $100,000 in maximum 4 years. With that being said, before I get started, if we could please like and subscribe. So essentially, the average return of the stock market is about 8 to 10%. So what I'm looking to do is turn 10% a month for 4 years consistently and turn $3,000 into $100,000, and then from there I'll be able to turn $100,000 to $1 million in 2 years if I could continue that 10% a month, as there's something called compounding. So if you guys don't believe me, you could look into the calculators and you could just put in the amounts. On here it doesn't have months, it has years, so you could just put 35. 35 would be the amount of months it would take to turn 3,500 into almost 100,000. And then 100,000 in 24 months at 10% interest, 10% rate would be almost $1 million. So essentially what happened was I've put money in and I lost some money due to AMC hype, and I kind of FOMO'd into it, and from there I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a small accounts challenge with this account. This is only my backup account. This isn't really my main account. My main account is with TD and not with Interactive Broker. But I've been doing actually really good in the month of February, and as you could see, the 1 month I've earned about 30% return. So 30% return in just the first 12 days of February alone. I'm paced to go up to 58% if I continue at this rate, but essentially my goal, like I said, is only 10% a month. So with these calls, what I do is I go ahead and I have 2 accounts. So I'm charting everything on here on an Excel sheet just so I can keep track of everything. I have one Excel sheet for basically charts where I could basically buy and sell, and this would be like more of a midterm goal. So in terms of like 2 to 3 week holds. And then I have another chart where I'm basically putting my day trades and my swing trades. So anything between a day trade all the way up to like about a week or so. And as you can see, my longest hold was 10 days. But pretty much everything else I've been buying and selling same day, or like these couple positions have been open for a bit. I plan on selling them all within a week. So before we get started, basically these calls, I've been getting these day trades basically from Twitter, alerts, pretty much anywhere I see someone talk about it, I'll pull up the stock, I'll chart it, and I'll see the support levels, the resistance levels, Fibonacci, and VWAP. So I look at these indicators to tell me whether I should get into the stock or not, and I will not be FOMOing into the stock. So before I get really deeper into it, I've been basically making these type of calls on Twitter, and I've been posting the charts up for you guys. If you guys want to follow me, my Twitter is mmfinance247. So in regards to the stock, example Naked, I posted the stock here when it was like $1.14, and I put a triangle and I said this stock is breaking out of this triangle. We're looking to hit higher highs. And then what happened? I said broke out, heading to 162. If we break that, we could see the $2. And I think the stock went up to like $1.70 or $1.80 or something, but I sold that I sold pretty early. I sold that I think $1.60 or something like that. And then right here I posted SNDL, and I've posted the stock at like 60 cents at the start, and I've literally called out every single level and everything it has hit. It even went all the way up to 470. Like I mentioned, it didn't end up hitting the $5, but it did hit the 470 because it couldn't stay there with confirmation when we broke at that 417 level. I got GTE at 68 cents and I sold it at $1.18. And then right here, TRCH, I literally posted this chart and I said I am buying every single dip all the way down to $2. So anywhere from $2 or above, I'm buying everything, and I'm putting a stop loss like somewhere right here, right? And what happens? I said bought at 242. From that bounce on that VWAP, we'll buy more on the dip down. And now let's pull up TRCH. Right here. TRCH, it literally went all the way up, and I said it gotta maintain that level and we're good to go. So I put here, already took some profits at 290, writing half my position, and needs to break 307 to hit new highs. And what did I say? Let's Go Broke 307, as I mentioned to the chart above, hit $3.68, and I made a 56% return off of this stock alone. And I believe that the stock would probably go up more. I went ahead and just secured my profits. I'm happy with the 56% return. On to the next stock. I don't want to be a bag holder. I just want to keep buying and selling the stocks. Once I get a good return, I'm going to sell out. If it goes up more, I'm going to look for dips and put tight stop losses. All right, and then I'm going to show you guys some other stocks I've mentioned on here. So SNDL I've already talked about. Right here, I bought X and I bought the dip at 617. I literally put my profit taker or take profit, whatever you want to call it, 1960. My stop loss is 1547. It's a good risk versus reward. QuantumScape, I bought into this and this one took off. And here's another example. CLEU. Got in after that dip this morning. This is a day trade. It has a really tight stop loss. It went slightly down and it stayed there for a little bit of time, so you would have had some time to buy in, a few minutes to buy in from my alert. And CLEU went up and I sold at a 27%. And I said, if this can break VWAP, we will definitely see $8. But the only reason is that I'm sold this stock because I was at work and I knew I wasn't going to be able to monitor it because I had an appointment coming up. And as you can see right here in the stock right here, I bought into the stock, and the reason why I lost the $45, this is my only loss that I have so far, is because I wasn't paying attention and I was at work and I couldn't monitor the stock. So I didn't want to make the same mistake I've already made. So as you can see right here, I sold early, still made a 27% gain, would have made more, but I couldn't monitor it, and we did hit that $8 mark as I mentioned. BXRX is another stock. This one I'm currently in and holding. It's a little bit risky because of earnings. It's like pretty much a coin flip, but I do have a stop loss set on it. I did buy into SNDL because of the compliance, but I have a tight stop loss because it is a little bit risky. So that's pretty much it for the stocks that I've called up, and I've made a pretty good return. So I've made a 29.81%, so almost 30% return, and my goal is to make 10% a month. So if I could keep this going, I will definitely hit my goal in a lot less than 4 years as I predicted. And I am keeping an Excel spreadsheet for everything, just so I could monitor everything for just so I could monitor everything, and I could basically write what I'm doing good and write what I'm doing bad in order to avoid making the same mistakes in the future. So my rules right now is: number 1, no FOMO. Number 2, maximum 20% in a single stock. I'm only going to be putting 20% in a single stock if I'm really confident in the stock. But like I said, I'm only limiting to 20% because in case I am wrong, I don't want to be losing my money. I will be keeping a 5 to 20% cash position in order to buy the dips. So like I mentioned in that one stock, I kept buying the dips from anything to all the way from $2.40, anything to $2. And what happened? It went from $2, like it went to 2 something all the way up to like the high 3s. And at certain price targets, I'm going to have certain price targets set up already, and I'm going to be scaling out of my position. So whether I'm selling a third of my position or half of my position or securing some profits, I will be doing that and writing out the rest. If I can't monitor the stock, then what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and cash out or just put a tight stop loss. It's very important to have stop losses. The importance of this is that you want to lose as little as possible when you do lose. So I'll give you guys an example. Basically here, you could see in this day trading, I have an 80% win so far, and this is not including the open positions. So I have an 80% win. But for every dollar that I'm losing, I'm making $7.77. Whereas for my charts, I have a 67% win rate. But for every dollar I'm losing, I'm making $23.75. So this win rate doesn't really matter as much. What matters the most is this. So example, you could be right 95% of the time, but for every time you're right, you cash out early and you're only taking out $1 or $2 profit. Whereas if you were right only 30% of the time, but when you're right the 30% of the time, you're making a $30, $40, $50 gain, and when you're losing, you're only losing $1. So you could be wrong 50 times in a row, and then you're right one time. As if you're making more than $50 on that one time you're right, you're gonna be always profitable. So it's always good to have a higher profit loss ratio. Obviously it's good to be right more times than not, but this doesn't matter as much. So that's the thing why I'm tracking everything on here on an Excel sheet. If you guys do want this Excel sheet, I do have a copy. You guys could just DM me, and I could forward it for you guys, the Excel sheet. So that's pretty much it for the challenge for this week. I will be releasing this as a weekly series and giving you guys updates of everything. If you guys do want to get alerts or do want to see what I'm doing real time, I don't always post every position I get into, but I do post some of them. You could follow me here on Finance 24/7, and you could go ahead and just follow my alerts if you just want to follow it, or if you want to get in, you could get in at your own risk. Now, in regards to my word of the week, my word of the week is in regards to my word of the week is resistance and support. So it's very important to know your resistance and support. So if you guys don't know what that is, for the beginners, a support level is basically where the stock bounces off of and goes up. A resistance is a level where the stock hits and it goes down. So you want to always buy near the support and sell near the resistance. So essentially right here, as you could see, right here, it bounced once off of this line, goes back up. It bounced again, goes back up. So as you can see, that 41 cents was a key support, and it's a good time to buy that support, to buy here or here. The reason for that being is because you could set an easy stop loss. So let's say you buy here, you could just put a stop loss right here, like just a little bit underneath it. So if it does go down, you could sell. And the reason why you want to buy resistance is because typically on resistance, it will go down. So let's say, for example, as you can see right here, it bounced off once, bounced off twice, and it goes to that resistance. If you sell right here and it breaks out that resistance, if it could stay above that resistance with confirmation, then it's a good time to buy back in again. Even if you're buying back in at a little bit higher price, at least you're not risking on losing your profit. So if it goes up, then congratulations, you make money. If it decides to go down and break that line, then you could set a stop loss right here, because you know that if it breaks this line, it's going to go all the way back down to that support. And I'll show you an example in the past. So this used to be a resistance. As you can see, it went once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times before it broke out the 6 times. So that's why you want to look at supports and resistance. And again, right here, you see it struggled, it broke it, went down, broke, struggled to break it, kept struggling to break it, and then it finally broke out. So that's why you want to find the key resistance and support levels anytime you do trade. If you guys do have any questions about that or want me to go into details, you could just comment down and I could answer that for you, or you could DM me. But that's it for the video, guys. Peace.